Hey there, welcome back to another installment of Glitches with DPadGamer, a series that until now did not have a proper name. We'll be revisiting Ocarina of Time, so if you didn't catch last week's video, you might want to for the full experience. Also, I rarely ask this, but if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing so you'll get notified when I cover glitches in Majora's Mask in the near future. For now, it's time for more glitches in Ocarina of Time. Here by the edge of Lake Hylia, we need to pull out the Megaton Hammer. Aggro this Tektite and repeatedly use the hammer. That'll flip the Tektite over as soon as it lands. Now, just freeze it with a hookshot and watch what happens. Lake Hylia is also a great place to swim on land. Here's how it's done. Find yourself a spot like this with a nice slope into the water. Swim out into the water and mid-stroke, put on the iron boots. Swim back towards the edge and Link should begin slowly swimming out of the water. When you're swimming very slow like this, take off the iron boots and ta-da!
Jesus can walk on water. Can he swim on land?
Your options at this point are quite limited, but interestingly enough, you could actually dive while swimming on land.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Instead of above ground, it's also possible to swim under Lake Hylia. Here's how. With your iron boots and Zora tunic, head over to the entrance of the water temple. Line yourself up like so, and take off your boots. Link should float up through the ceiling. If you allow him to keep going, he'll eventually float up back in bounds. Instead, you can Z-target and swim to the left or right, and drop down with the iron boots. The camera will be locked by the entrance, but you are free to go wherever you want, assuming you don't float back in bounds. Also, if you go far enough, you'll actually fall out of the water just into nothingness. If you use the minimap as a guide, you can actually swim Link over to the entrance to Zora's domain. You'll need to get Link to pop up into the small tunnel behind the ice covering the door. Once you actually reach Zora's domain, Link will find himself under the ice. If you put the iron boots on, you can explore around, which is pointless because there's nothing actually down here, but I thought it was pretty neat, so it was worth mentioning. For the last of our lake-themed glitches, we need to take Epona on over to the tent in Gerudo Valley. This tent is special because its entrance is just big enough to allow Link to enter while on Epona. Just keep trying to enter at an angle until it works. Once you get inside, Link will be there by himself. Now, just warp over to Lake Hylia and you'll see this. It's Epona, but Link is nowhere to be found. He's there, but without a body. If you use arrows, for example, the shot will originate from below Epona. The same can be said for a lot of the C-button items. If you try to run away, Epona will stop at the edge of the stone platform. Link, however, can get off and explore. The only item that seems to work somewhat normally is the Megaton Hammer. It can deal damage, but it can be used to flip over Tektites. With that, we've come full circle with the lake glitches, so let's move on. In the first video, I showed off the infinite sword glitch, which makes things act very weird. What I failed to mention is that the bottles for some reason turn invisible while ISG is active. Alright, so we had the water, now it's time for things to get hot. Let's head over to Death Mountain Crater with a fairy in a bottle. Stand near the edge with the lava behind you. When the timer gets down to about 2 to 1 seconds, backflip into the lava. Link should die mid-air and the fairy will bring him back to life. If you mash the C button to pull out the ocarina, congratulations! Link is now the most metal ocarina player ever. The next glitch requires us to head over to Hyrule Castle as a child. Open up the hidden grotto here by playing the Song of Storms. Drop inside and blow up the wall to the left. You want to kill the golden Skulltula and then pull out your boomerang. You need to toss the boomerang to collect the golden Skulltula token and step into the light as the boomerang is coming back. you'll get a message saying that you got the token, but return to the grotto shows that the Skulltula is still there. That's how you get an infinite number of golden Skulltula tokens. Now let's jump over to Ganon's castle. From the light bridge, jump over to the right side here. This section of Dark Wall is hookshotable for some reason. If you aim in the upper right corner and shoot, Link will pull himself up and over the wall. There's no grand use for this glitch, but again, I thought it was pretty interesting. Now, for a glitch so useless that it actually prevents you from beating the game, we'll need to pop on over to the final battle with Ganon. Partway into the fight, the wall of fire will be dropped so that Link can pick up the Master Sword. Here's how you can mess it up. Walk on over to the sword and use something that initiates a cutscene as you pick up the sword. The cutscene for picking up the sword will be ignored, and despite the sword no longer being on the ground, it's not actually in Link's inventory. That means that once you start fighting Ganon again, there's no ending it. The only way to fix this is to either save and reload, or use the Ocarina item glitch to play the Sun Song, which restarts the battle. Now, as we near the end of this video, we've come to a few special glitches which I could not replicate myself, so I reached out to ZFG, an excellent Ocarina of Time speedrunner who gave me permission to use some of his footage from a couple of his runs for this video. He's great at the game and streams often, so if you'd like to watch some Ocarina of Time speedruns, check out his Twitch page and maybe give him a follow. Check out the description for a link. Now we have some advanced glitches. First off, we have the Super Slide, which is the fastest method of travel in this game. With the right timing and positioning, you can drop a bomb and roll into the blast. Link will gain a ton of momentum, sliding straight backwards across the land. That's what a true hero looks like. There's also an extended Super Slide, or ESS, which is slower than the usual Super Slide, but you can turn during it. Instead of a bomb, you could also jump slash into a wall, propelling Link backward. This one could be considered a WESS, W for water. Lastly, Super Sliding can get Link going so fast that he'll actually teleport, sort of. While initiating a Super Slide, if Link attempts to grab something like grass, when you stop shielding, he'll be teleported back. Link's Z position does not change, so sliding up a slope will allow you to get to odd places like you see here. A huge weakness that Link has in this game is that he cannot jump unless in very specific situations. The game is built around that, keeping things just out of reach. Well, that's where glitches come in, specifically Bombchu Hovering. Here's how it's done. Activate the Infinite Sword glitch and find where you want to hover. If you backflip and shield drop the Bombchu midair, Link will actually hover right there. Repeatedly doing this will allow you to gain as much height and distance as you want, accessing areas that would otherwise be impossible. Now, it took a long time to get here, but it's time to talk about wrong warps. To put it simply, a wrong warp is a glitch that allows you to enter a different area than the expected one. This is possible to pull off in many different games, but the wrong warps in Ocarina of Time are plentiful. If you'd like to learn what's going on behind the scenes when initiating a wrong warp, check out the description for some handy links. By far the most well-known and possibly useful wrong warp is the one that lets you go from Gohma's room in Deku Tree to Ganon's tower during its collapse at the end of the game. That one lets you beat the game in around 17 minutes, a time that seems to get lowered every few months. Let's take a look at how ZFG sets up and performs the wrong warp by looking at a portion of his 100% run. After starting the fight, he moves back and activates ISG by interrupting his Deku Stick crouch stab with Navi's text. I guess she's useful after all. With ISG active, by shielding Gohma's attack during a backflip, Link flips backwards through the boss door. A Deku Nut is used to stun Gohma, even through the door, and then a few side hops finishes her off. The blue warp to leave the dungeon is spawned in, but since Link is near the door, he can exit the room and come back in. Reloading the room removes the large door blocking Link's path, an important part in making the wrong warp possible. After collecting the heart piece, ZFG drops some bugs and picks them back up, the first step in the Ocarina items glitch. Using the pillar as a starting point, some practice movement puts him in the perfect spot for this. He backflip onto the edge of the blue warp, interrupting the warp cutscene by playing the ocarina using his sword. From here, he exits the room with some precise practice movement that will ensure that the unseen blue warp timer has increased by a certain amount, which gets Link sent to Ganon's tower instead of outside the Deku Tree. Entire videos could be made about the wrong warps in Ocarina of Time, and they have been made. That's why I decided to keep this section pretty general. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this journey through some of Ocarina of Time's glitches. I'll see you in the next video when we delve into this game's sequel, Majora's Mask. Thanks for watching, I'll see you there.